with
thank you.
With Comic-Con season, usually all the Comic-Con gear is like right in the living room, you know?
Yeah. Yes, exactly, dude. Like all your stuff is just everywhere because you're just, I mean, that's the craziest part too. You travel so much as a creator as well. And it's a grind and people forget like we're out there hustling like business people, It's more than just having fun drawing and writing and collaborating. You have to go out there and just
do you guys ever feel you guys feel that you're in the moment, when you're doing all that stuff and you're that busy and you have all that stuff going on and you're, do you guys ever enjoy the moments, while you're in it, or is it like a blur to you guys?
I try to enjoy it. I try to remind myself. It's hard.
Blur, kid. It's all blur.
Dude, I know. Blur.
I mean, I really
a fucking blur. Thankful. I barely remember it. I sped through it and I enjoyed every minute of it.
Yeah,
it's hard. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot, going on in that moment, and you're just trying to make sure you're doing it right and you're giving people proper stuff. And like we include a lot of freebies and goodies with our packages, but honestly, like a year ago, I barely started doing all this. So I have to be reminding myself and real thankful for like what has happened in just a year's time. And also backtracking, like, you know what? I mean, I could just be playing video games, which is cool. I wish I was just playing video games, to be honest, or just reading comics. But this is the coolest thing in the world, dude. Like we're sending out art to people,
Like think about it, like you're creating stuff that didn't exist like a few days or whatever weeks earlier. It's like you're giving birth to like new stuff that doesn't exist. Wasn't around before.
Looking at stories I haven't really seen like in print, and reading, like it's rare that I read my work after I'm done and I send it to Max to letter. And so like going back through books and being like, man, this is a bitchin' like 2-page story. It's like really, really heartfelt and whatnot. And it also reminds me where I was like at the time of writing it sometimes. And then that reminds me of like, man, I'm happy right now. Like that's cool.
Yeah, right.
Like that's awesome.
I get that too. Like I do feel like sometimes, like Johnny said, it's a blur because we do go to a lot of shows.
That's what I was asking.
Back to back. You know what I mean? It's like
like I always remember a moment or two from everything, but like I do have a lot of fun while I'm there. Like I think like I don't know, about 10 years ago when we started doing these shows, there was a point where I just was like, okay, you want to do this, you want to sell comics to people, you want to like make connections, you have to like get it, find that positive, like like that positivity that everyone has, like like to like, because the one thing like I notice at shows is like people that are on their cell phone or sitting behind the table, not paying attention to people walking by. They're the ones like kind of missing out on, the experience, I think.
And they're the first to complain that they had a bad show.
Yeah,
that's why.
Oh, Johnny.
And like, they have to understand there's a balance. Yes. Like Brandon said, and Brandon actually made a really good point. When he gets burnt out, he's able to leave the table, go record videos, reset, come back, and then in turn, no time wasted. Everything's like, so a friend of mine, I'm not going to name names, came out to San Diego and they just didn't want to be there. Like they just, I'm having a beer with them. I'm going like, come on now. Like,
people would kill to be in that spot too. You know what I mean?
That's what I said to him. I go, you burned points to come to this show for what reason but to sit around and be miserable? Like people would die to go to San Diego. People would die for a chance to be able to have a slice of table space to be able to exhibit their shit. And I think I may have gotten through to him because like I got a really heartfelt text on the way home saying, "Hey man, thanks for helping me turn things around."
So he snapped out of it.
That's the thing, Johnny. We always have like those moments where like it's happened to me a couple times too, where it's like you leave a show and you're just like, what am I doing with my life? Like you're in that gutter. Like, well, you just like
some shows. Some shows like, are
I'm not
absolutely.
Even lying. Harry's laughing, but it's
true. Yeah, no, it's true.
Look. White Mountain Comic-Con was a very traumatic event where a group of creators were tricked into sitting in a room all weekend with very little ROI.
Oh man.
So when you come out on the other side of that, where there's very little to take away from it aside from camaraderie, that's where
I'm just laughing at the fine line of extremes, you know, like, I love being here and creating.
It's not always here. It's like I remember leaving one show and I was just like, why am I doing this? Should I just like give up? But the one thing that always brings me back is that I can't stop. Like, I'm just, the creative blood is in me. Like, I have to create comics.
Right.
Like,
either
it's
or
part of my being. So it's like, whenever I'm feeling that bad, I go back to comics and like going back to the creative process, and it gets me in that headspace again.
I thought you were going to say it was Burgess Meredith saying, "Get up, Rock."
It should be that. Yeah. Picture this. Maybe I should record that and have that ready to go.
Right.
So in California, when I'm lugging my gear out from the convention center and it's 83 degrees out and the sun's beating down, and I have a 75-pound suitcase that I'm lugging behind me and a 30-pound box over my shoulder that I'm very carefully balancing while I'm trying to weave through people and navigate the bumps in the sidewalk. And I'm like, why am I doing this to myself? And I'm like, oh yeah, because I love comics.
As a dark new power rises from the shadows of New York, so does a much darker power return to the city's streets for revenge. One of the most terrifying villains in the history of comics is back, and more deadly than ever. In association with Mellow Fellow Trading, visionary artists Ken Berube and Scott McFarland have teamed up to create a jaw-dropping, officially licensed exclusive variant cover for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Shredder #1 from IDW Publishing. This spine-tingling masterpiece is available in a limited number only at Plastic City Comic Con. Don't miss your chance to grab this radical collectible that's sure to be the ultimate prize for TMNT fans and collectors alike. Buy your copy while they last and have it signed on Saturday, August 23rd from 10 to 5 p.m. at the Lemon Stir Doubletree Hilton. Tickets are only $10. And as always, kids 12 and under are free with a paid adult. See you there, and beware the Shredder.